Yes, welcome. Kalispera, whatever time you are watching. This is Mappa. I'm Stel. Thassos is here, but you haven't come to watch us. No. You've come to watch this guy right here, Manu Garcia. Bro, how you doing?
How are you? Everything is fine. How are you guys?
Very good. Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Ouais. Yeah, très bien.
Yeah. Nice to be here.
So you still got all the camisetas behind you.
Yes. This is my favorite place in my house. I have to show them to everybody.
Amigo, which is your best one? Show us your best one.
All the top ones are mine. All the top
Okay.
ones. And I have many special ones. The best one is Messi's one. I have Messi shirt, Cristiano shirt, Griezmann. But okay, I usually try to get just the shirt of my teammates or friends. So these guys are exceptions. But I think when I will be elder, I will see this Messi one, and what? It's amazing. So in 20, 30 years or more, to my son, I will tell, look at this.
That's nice.
Imagine to have now one Maradona shirt from Napoli. So it will be amazing.
Sure.
So yes.
Sure.
Most of them are my friends, but yes.
The
it's a
Messi
place for me.
shirt. The
Yes.
Messi shirt is in a frame, or is it?
No, it's here. I can show if you want.
Go on. See, exclusive. This is an exclusive. We're going to see a Messi shirt, a match-worn Messi shirt. Look at that. Come on. See?
One more.
Priceless.
But okay.
Priceless.
The most special for me are top ones, mines. But yes, okay.
Those are the most important.
Everybody wants to see the most famous one. My friends comes and okay, Messi, Cristiano. The children also. Where is Messi? The most important one are Alaves ones, mine.
Mano, is there one shirt that you couldn't get that you really wanted? Is there one shirt?
No, I don't remember. I remember when I started to play cup games against first division clubs. We were all the time trying to get the shirts during the game. In the halftime, I remember I played against Real Madrid when I was in third division team, Real Union, and I got Michel Salgado shirt, and everybody wants to try to get one, and for me it was okay. If you get one, it was like, oh. Then when I played against all these teams, I didn't want to change every game one shirt. I just wanted to get the shirt of my friends. So all my friends' shirts, most of them I have. So it's okay. Good memories for me. I can remember more or less all the seasons I played with these shirts, and good memories. It's like a small museum of my life playing football.
Mano, when you changed the shirts, were there any shirts that really smelt bad?
No, you have to know that these huge players, Real Madrid, Barcelona, you go with them into the pitch, and they are with Colonia. Yes, very good. And I said, what is this? Why? I never put before the game, and they are smelling perfect. You said, oh, they are winning 1-0 before the game. It's like that.
Go, Neymar, ven aquí, let me smell you.
Then I had some teammates who made the same. Daverson, one Brazilian guy, striker, and he put many perfume on the shirts everywhere. And I said, go ahead from here. And because he used a women one, he loves women one so strong. And I said, wow. Hey, and you here again? Go to other place. Like this. It was like that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Manu. Thank you. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Right, guys. Shall we just go into the games? Shall we go to the games? So we
Let's
know
do.
that the league has now split. We have Group A and we have Group B. 6 in Group A, 8 in Group B. And we know that Group B can be very sad for many teams, especially teams near the top of Group B that don't really have anything to play for. So we've decided to make it a little bit more exciting, and we're going to bring the Group B party to This Is Mappa. Let's go. The Group B party is here, and Salamina drew 1-1 against Othello. A missed penalty for Othello at the beginning, at the end of the first half. But then Sangare gave them the lead before Kuzmanovic equalized for Salamina, a result that none of them really wanted. But it is what it is. Othello are still in the relegation zone, and our friend Taldul picking the ball out of the net, even though I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, to be honest. Doxa went to Apollon and got a shock 1-0 victory thanks to Nabi. His celebration, which we don't get to see, actually runs into the supporters. I think he runs up the stairs as well. He runs up the stairs. Anyway, AL came from a goal behind to beat Ayers by 2-1. Kazi Vasilis gave Ayers the lead, but then they went down to 10 men again. I think this is their second red card in the last 3 games. Hugo Basto equalized before Themistokleos made it 2-1 for AL. Not a great start for our mate Jason Punchin. It's a very, very difficult time for him right now. Tonight, Ayers also lost 3-1 in the cup against Omonia. It's going to be a very, very difficult end to the season for sure for them. But hopefully, they will get themselves out of the mire and we'll be seeing them next season. But yeah, that's Themistokleos' goal. Lovely goal. And the final game, Ethnigor came from a goal down to beat Garmiodisa 2-1. Theodoro gave Garmiodisa the lead in the 3rd minute. Enzo Cabrera equalized, Thassos' best mate. And then Lipski with a wonderful finish and a good win for Ethnigor. Happy days for them. Thasso, let's go into some of these games then, mate. Let's start with AL. Good victory for them. But not a good time for Ayers at the moment.
No. It's a very, very difficult time for them. We've seen they're very... they get close, don't they? They get close to getting a result in the league, and then it just seems to fall away from them, whether it's, kind of like a rash tackle or just a lapse in concentration at the wrong moment. There are some players that are impressing me in this Ayers team. I really like, they signed a player in January called Clay, and he's only played like 2-3 games, but you see he's very fast, he's very strong, he seems to want to take a defender on. He looks like a good player. On IL's side of things, they're kind of going through the motions until the cup games, which didn't end very well for them. So it's kind of like, I guess Alexis Karpos is kind of like seeing who would be a good player to keep, who would be players to get rid of, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. But Manu, when you look at IL, a team that is a very big team in Cyprus, as you know, big team in Limassol, they're struggling. This is the 2nd year in a row. In fact, was it their 3rd year now, Thassos, where they've been really, really struggling. So what happens next season for them? Do they have to rely on maybe an investor to come in to save them? Because financially, they're not very good at the moment.
Yes, I don't know about this situation, political situation in IL. But when I arrived there to Cyprus, IL was really strong. I had many players who played there. They have just won the cup, I think, the previous season. And yes, for me, was one of the strongest team in the island. And as you said, it's the 3rd year without getting the playoffs, the Group A. I think last season they were close to won the cup also against Omonia, but finally they didn't. Yes, I don't know. I think, as we said, no, the new clubs, this Aris, Paphos, move a little the situation of the football in Cyprus. And every year, one of the biggest clubs are not in the playoffs. No, this season, AEL and Apollon. Other season, Omonia. 2 years ago, I think. Last season, also, I don't know, AEL and Orthosis, I think, with a bad season the previous one. So they are not used to this situation. But the most important for me, these clubs, is that they have the fans, and this is one strength they have. They are so strong about this because these clubs with this amount of fans behind them will pass through difficult moments. If these situations that AEL is living happens to another club without this amount of fans with them, maybe it will be the end of the club. And I think Apollon, AEL, Omonia, and in that moment, and Orthosis, okay, it's a bad time, but they have to know that the new football in Cyprus is changing. More clubs are playing in the best level, and maybe if you are not working good 1 year, this happens. But I think that they are strong projects for the future. Sure.
So a question from me on this is, so you look at a team like AEL or Apollon, and the players, I think up to this point now, at least in the league, they don't have much to play for. So how does one motivate themselves when they're kind of sat at this level, when they're not threatened by relegation? So it's not really the desire to kind of throw 110% in for that, and they're not going for a title or European places. So how does a player motivate themselves to kind of give 100% for these games?
Yes, in this situation, I think the cup is the way to get success in the season. No, like AEL last season. Okay, they were not in the Group A, but they fought for the cup, and it's like the motivation is there. You can try to win a cup. If this situation that you are saying, you cannot win a championship, a title, you are in the Group B, and you cannot arrive to nothing. I think it's the perfect time to create the new project for the club, for the coaches. As player, the best is if the players feel that they have to work, they have to perform the best they can to get the place for the next season. But of course, there will be some players that you will lose them. But okay, I think if you can think as a coach or sport director, you can get this time to improve your next project.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the concern. That's the other concern. Obviously, in Cyprus, head coaches don't last very long. So
Yeah.
it's how a plan would develop in that situation, I think, as well, isn't it? But yeah, no, I think you're right. That's basically the best way, is to prepare for the next season, and I think that's what AEL are doing.
Well, that's what they tried to do back in the last season when they were playing a whole heap of youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, we're going to see lots of young players next season. We know that their finances aren't great. And then this summer, they bring in a whole bag of players. They get rid of a whole bag of players. And in January, instead of looking domestically, all right, they brought Anesti as the goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
But which other Cypriot players did they sign?
Well, Anesti's not Cypriot; he's Greek.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, which other?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. In fact, they got rid of Cypriot players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sodirio went back to Israel. just trying to think of some others. But yeah, there's players at IL, for instance, like Yerolemu, Andreu, players like that should be getting more of an opportunity. Well, hopefully we'll see a bit more of them because they're very good players.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And Manu, Doxa, they won 1-0 at Apollon. They're only 5 points behind Karmiotissa now. There's still a long time to go. Do you think they can get out of this? Do you think
I
they
think
can
there are,
survive?
yes, I think in this relegation battle there are many options yet. I think there are three positions for four teams. I think from Agna, Ethnikos, they don't have problems to save the league. And it will be between the Doxa, Ocelos, AES, and Karmiotissa, in my opinion. Karmiotissa was really bad at the beginning of the season. They changed the coach and they got really good results. Doxa also was awful at the beginning, but they got results 2 months ago, something like that. Yes, and now they are again trying to find the way to get Karmiotissa now. And AES is in a very bad moment. Many games without winnings. Many games close to get the result, and they were winning 1-0 many of the last games, and finally they lost 2-1, two or three times, I think. And I think they are closer than you can think if you see just the results. And these games will be interesting, in my opinion. And let's see. I think everything could happen. There are points to try to save the lead for these three teams, even three teams. I think Karmiotissa also is in a good moment. Is solid. They are not losing the games. They are competing. They are competitive. Sorry. So I think it will be hard for these three teams, but maybe they can try to get them, and let's see at the end if one of these three teams, if they can arrive to the last 2-3 games with options, let's see, because they are used to stay in this situation all the year. Imagine in the last 2-3 games, Karmiotissa go down to the relegation places. Let's see how you can do it. But yes, the others are safe in my opinion. And Nikos, really good season all the year in my opinion. AL with many problems, okay, but they won't have problems. They have the points. Nea Salamina again, a good season. Today's results in the cup was awful for them. They lose this motivation, but I think they are one level over these other teams. And Apollon the same. Bad season for them, but let's see. They can prepare the new project with Machin, my former coach here in Alaves. Let's see if they can create a good project. But the relation will be between the fourth, these four teams that are there, maybe.
Okay.
Thasso, Ethnikos, one loss in their last 6 games.
Yep.
They turned it around again. This time against Karmiotissa, they turned it around against Omonia to get a draw.
They beat Apoel.
They beat Apoel. They almost got a draw against Buffer in that 4-3 game. If you're talking to an Ethnikos fan, let's just say there are some around. If you're talking to them and you're saying to them at this stage of the season, you'll be what? How many points?
I think it's 9 points off
the relegation zone. Well,
so...
they're on 29. Yeah, so they're effectively what? Flipping hell, 13 points away from the relegation zone. I mean, they'd have bit your hand off for that, no?
Yeah. I mean, both Angel, I think it's what was the manager's name before Sacha?
Lopez.
Angel Lopez. And then Sachas as well has been doing a very good job. But the one thing that Achna have is a forward line. So at the moment they're just scoring more that they're conceding. I think that's the way that they're going with things, and it seems to be working for them. You know, I mean, they drew the first game of the season. They drew 4-4 with Ajax. So it's not a boring game if you're watching Achna. That's for sure.
I think it's 5-5. I think it was 5-5.
Sorry, 5-5. Yeah, it was 5-5, not 4-4. 5-5. You're right. Yeah. So yeah. Do you want me to go through some quick, like a news roundup of the teams? Just go through.
Has
some stuff.
Johnny Violins done anything?
He hasn't. No, he won't be able to play the theme tune today. He has not. He has not. Yeah.
No,
but
I've got the Johnny Violins story though, which I guess we could do later.
We can do. We can
do that later.
Yeah.
Do it later.
But I'll go quickly through some news. So Achna have released goalkeeper Dusan Markovic. He was signed in the summer, but because they brought in Banai and Martin Bogadinov has been doing fine for them. It means that his appearances were only limited to 7. He's a very good young goalkeeper as well, so it's disappointing for him in Cyprus, at least for these last 6 months. So both sides decided to end that. Another person who's left is the nightmare of Omonia, is Joey Suk. That goal, the streets will remember that goal with the Cruyff turn, sending Koulibaly back to the Stone Age. Leaving him stranded in the middle of nowhere, and that slot past Fabiano, but yeah, he's now left Garmiodis as well. Let's see, what else have we got? That's it, actually. Just looking. The one last thing is actually there's the Doxa president who was saying the quiet bit out loud. I don't know if you heard this before the game that they had with Apollo.
No, I did not know.
So Kostas Christodoulou is the real name of the Doxa president, but everybody calls him Garavida. He said during a pre-match interview that Doxa will never be relegated while I'm in charge. And obviously those of the conspiracy-minded took that to mean that Doxa will never be relegated while I'm in charge because actually one reporter who supports Paralimni kind of alluded to that the other day as well. Obviously, there's a few people who support Paralimni that are very, very disappointed with how last season went. But yeah, that's it really for what's happened down at the bottom there. Thought that one was an interesting one, especially with Garavida.
See, from now on, I'm putting Doxa to win in my bets. From now on, now he said it, I'm gonna go on my betting app and see Doxa win. Garavida has helped me with the bets.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Inside information from Garavida.
Oh my god. Okay, wonderful. Shall we move on to the Group A games, the important ones, I guess?
Yep.
Manu, are you okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let's go with Group A then. And the first game, well, the first and only game, Ajax beating Buffer by a goal to 0. Our friend Nigel, not Nigel Farage, the winger, with the winner. But Buffalo scored a goal in stoppage time, although the rule states that the goalkeeper cannot be, or the goal is ruled out as offside because the goalkeeper was away from his goal and there was a defender by the line, and that's the rule. It's a strange rule, but
the rule is the forwards need to be behind the second to last defender. So
you said it more eloquently than I did.
Yeah, the last defender is the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper was so far forward. The last two defenders were actually outfield players, and the person that scored the goal wasn't past that. Of course, tell the Baffles fans that because they were livid. They were livid that goal should have counted. Well, to the point where the They went after the VIR referee after the game. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is as well that happened. Meluso got himself sent off for 2 bookable offences as well. So it seems like he's a player with a rash decision in him. I think Meluso. It might be a liability for Pafos as the season goes on, because he was very lucky to not get a red card last week with that tackle on. Who's the tackle on?
Oh, it was on. Oh, blimey! Which player was it now? It was the Salamina one. I forget his name.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's an interesting time at Buffalo. They've got the players to do something, but as I keep saying, for some reason they seem to not perform against top 6 teams.
Manu, why do you think Buffalo are in this situation? Because we see them the past 2 years, they've been in the top 6, and they always seem to mess it up. Always. It's almost like they play in these big games, and the players that you want them to step up, they disappear.
Yes, I remember this situation with Paphos. No, my year in Cyprus, they qualified to the top 6. With us, it was the first time for them in many years. I don't know, with the new investor, and it was like amazing for them. And during the season, they have good performances against big clubs also during the season. But when the final games of the season arrives, they didn't. I don't know. Maybe the stadium, the situation with the fans. Maybe in other clubs you can see. I don't know, Anorthosis, Apoel, Omonia, even Apollon, AEL. In the stadium, they are so strong. Very many people, the fans support the team. Okay, Paphos is colder. We can say, no, the stadium how it is. Even they are bringing many people to the stadium because that stand is so big. This one, but I don't know. I think also they, as everybody in Cyprus, they are changing many players all the seasons. They are changing also the coaches. Last season they had I think 2, yes, 2 or 3, 2. This season they start with Carcedo also. Well, let's see if they can give to the project more time. I think from my view here in Spain, it's amazing the way coaches are fighting in Cyprus. It's amazing. AS could be the strangest thing this season. Many games without wins, and they still have Liassos till 2-3 weeks ago. But you can see how many teams change the coaches, and this is really difficult for the project. Even the same with the players. The same. Mm-hmm. If you can get a project with the same 80%, 70% of the players, the same coach, the next season you start with an advantage in the beginning of the season. But okay, Paphos this season is still with the coach. They didn't change. Even they are in the cup, like we said, they are there in semifinals, I think. Yeah, but okay, you see the players, you see some of them games, and you think they can fight for the championship, but they are far. And also, I think if you compare them with Aris, okay, Aris' situation is not normal in modern football, in my opinion. It's not normal. The first year in the league, we got the 3rd position. We went to Europe, and the second, you get the championship. It's not normal. For me, it's more. You need more time for the project. So maybe Paphos is in that way, and but I think like this. And also, you have to know that okay, there are good players and good teams, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Manu, do you think that Buffer will continue with Carcedo? Because as you mentioned, they sack a lot of coaches. They had Toshak, they had Mihalenko, they had, oh my goodness, who's I keep forgetting his name. Milanic, Henningberg, and now Carcedo's come in. And 3-4 months ago, we were hearing, oh, they're going to sack him. But they've kept him. So do you think now they've said, right, no more sacking coaches. This is the guy. We're going to let him build the team with the structure that we have and stick to him. Do you think that's what they're doing?
For me, the most important, if you see the daily work and you like the way he works, you like the way he manages the team, the players, okay, you have to give time. If you like what you see in the daily work, in the trainings. In my opinion, this is the best. A long project with the same coach and trying to get him the best players for the way he wants to play. And look, Aris, 2 years with the same coach, the same idea. Okay, many players also, but there are some players who still stay there from my year, and they got the results. It's difficult because you can see that no one keep the coach. Everybody is changing. I don't know if even the coaches want to go to another places. It could happen, but sometimes it seems like 1, 2, 3 bad results. What the fuck? Oh, the coach another one, and it's for the changes of the coaches. Change the emotions 1, 2, 3 weeks into a dressing room, no more. Then everything goes again to the similar situation. If a new coach changes the way they work clearly from the previous one, okay, maybe you can get another result. But if it's just an emotional situation, it lasts just 1, 2 weeks, because the first weeks you feel, okay, maybe now I will play, I am not playing, maybe I can get my chances. Okay, you get or not, and in 1, 2 weeks you are so happy, but another one will be sad, or you are not playing again. So again, the same situation that I had. So sometimes you need it, because sometimes you need to move something inside. Look, Aek this season is amazing. Would you say that Ultra was working bad? Sure not. But the result, something happens. The last season was really good. This season, the situation in Europe with Maccabi was unfair also. Okay, then the results didn't come. Okay, they changed, and now everything is going really well for them. Sometimes it helps, but 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches in a season, for me, it's not right. It's not normal. And even if you can keep the same coach from one season to the next one, you are one step in front of the others at the beginning of it.
Yeah. And Thasso, Manu mentioned Aek, and we saw them at the beginning of the season, how they struggled, the opening day, the 5-5, the draw against Othello, the loss against Aris. And we were thinking, what's happened to this team? But they've turned it around completely. Ben Shimon came in, turned it around. They're 5 points off the top. Big win against Buffer. No one's really talking about them as title contenders, though. But 5 points behind the Upwell. So...
yeah, it's an interesting one. I think I've said it before. It's Ben Shimon was the whole thing. The papers were making fun of him a little bit because he has a psychology degree or something like that. But it was maybe that kick that the players needed to try to get back to how they were performing at the beginning of last season, because unlike a lot of the teams, Ajax have got a core group of players are the same as last season. So even like, for instance, Triskovsky is coming off the bench. He's doing a job. Like especially towards the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing at all. When he was coming on, he wasn't really being effective for them, and that's changed quite a lot now. You've got players like Junko who are starting to play more now as well, and Tongia who are starting to perform a lot better than they were doing at the beginning of the season. It's part of it, I think, as well, is bedding in these younger players that they brought in. Also, injuries don't help. Robert is back in the team now in defence for Ajax, and they seem to be pretty solid at the back now, whereas they were very shaky at the beginning of the season when he was injured. So there's a lot of things that are coming together right now for Ajax that's making them a very scary proposition, I think, for the rest of the top six.
Do you know what? I was looking at their results, and I had to do a double take, and I counted 2 defeats in 26 games.
Yeah, Ben Shimon has
That is
turned them into
incredible.
monsters.
2 defeats in the last 26 games.
It also shows you how badly the beginning of the season was going.
That is unbelievable.
Mm.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm going to have to double check that, but that is what I saw. 2 defeats in the last 26 games.
If you see as well, is a lot of the wins are by the odd goal as well.
Yeah.
It's 1-0, 2-1, 1-0, 2-1, 1-0, 2-1.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
They seem to be doing very well for them.
For sure. All right, on to the next, boys. And we'll go with Anorthosis 0, Apoel 0. That extended Apoel's lead at the top to 4 points before the Omonia game. But should Anorthosis had a penalty there, Thassos?
I don't know. I don't know. I've got a bit of a bias there, but you can see Teixeira is trying to block the ball as the defender's foot is coming in. For me, if that penalty is given, because I'm an Apoel fan, but if that penalty is given, I'd be screaming blue murder. I'd be very angry with that penalty being given, because Teixeira, if anything, is the one that's brought his foot down almost like a stamp. So it's just an unfortunate, there's no malice in, I don't think, in either player's actions there. There's nothing there that I think warrants the penalty. I mean, but let's ask the expert. What do you think, Manu? Do you think that was a penalty?
It seems to be. I watched this game. It seems to be, but there was one image in the video, another angle. And you can see that is Sergio Tejera who went down alone, in my opinion. It's not. It's not.
He's your friend. You can say that.
Yeah, he's my friend. He's so happy there, I know. But it was not. It seems to be. It's difficult to see it in the first image. Mm-hmm. But the referee was really good there, because you can see, if you can see the video, you can see that it's not, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's all. When you see the chances that both teams had, you had Waguay's chance at the beginning where he put it wide. Then you had Castel put in a chance wide. Then you thought, Anorthosis are missing their chances, because you can't miss these chances in the derbies, especially. And then near the end, you had 2 or 3 great chances with Donny had a chance where his shot was saved, and then the 2 across the face of the 6-yard box, which you're thinking you want someone to get on the end of it. As an Apoel fan, are you coming away from this game? Forget the Omonia game, because obviously it was later on. But are you coming away from that game thinking that's 2 points dropped?
I don't know, man. I was disappointed, especially with that first half performance. Did not enjoy that first half performance at all. Anorthosis on any other day probably would have ended up winning that game 2-0. But the defensively, we're a bit more solid. Belic is having a very good season. I mean, we even had, I think, somebody, they hit the post as well on Anorthosis, didn't they? I think as well. So, very, very shaky first half, and then Kostandinov gets injured as well, and that's it's very scary for me, because I don't know. Nobody seems to be talking about Kostandinov, but his his performances over the last 2 seasons for Apoel he's been a very unsung hero. He's been very, very good at what he does. Breaking up the play, putting the pass out, breaking up the play. Is a lot of pressure, but obviously with the way he plays, he's going to pick up quite a few injuries, and it looks like this one that he's got now isn't as serious as as what they first thought, and hopefully he'll be back in the team again. Because it's I think if he is injured, it's going to be a very difficult spot to fill.
Well, Manu, Thassos mentioned the injuries that Abor have, but Anorthosis have had injuries all season, Guerrero being the main guy. But they've had a strange season, Anorthosis, because at the beginning they were in form, they looked like they were going to challenge for the title. And now you're looking at them and you're thinking, what's going wrong with this team? Do you think maybe because they brought in too many players? Have they had too many injuries? Have the players not clicked? Obviously, Gallejo has had a few issues with some of the players, Chico Bantha being one of them, even though he's doing well. Is there something there that makes you believe that next season Anorthosis will be challenging for the title?
I want to see if they will keep the coach and the project. Okay, they got many Spanish players. I know most of them also. I know the coach also. And they started the season really, really well. And they had bad moments 1 month ago, the last 2 months, something like that, yes. In my opinion, they are really strong at home with the fans. This stadium is amazing. It's amazing. You can see in the video against Apoel. And okay, I think they are one step behind the big ones, in my opinion. And the other day, they had the first half to win the game, in my opinion. But they have the control of the ball, but low rhythm. I watched low rhythm with the ball, the movements, everything was so slow, in my opinion. And the first chance was this one with Chebac, who Bagué has the chance, but it was in the minute 32, something like that. And before that moment, the best chances, more or less, were for Apoel, with Donis running from the right, with Kvitalia trying to get the ball, but with the spaces trying to run, you could see that be careful if Apoel get one of these transitions they like. But the second half, I didn't see the full game, but I watched that it was more open, yes, and more chances for Apoel to win the game. I think Apoel Aris are one step in front of them, I think. But if Anorthosis stays with the group, keep the coach, again, they don't change a lot the roster, the team, they will be there. And also is the situation with the cup. They are there also in the cup.
Yeah.
And if you win the cup, it changes everything for the club. So let's see.
I think Anorthosis have a... Go on.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, we need to, at the beginning of the season, Sandis, who's the president of Anorthosis, said that this season will be a transitional season.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're disappointed that they're in the top 6, but 6th, I think kind of shows how many leaps and bounds they've gone forward compared to where they were expecting to be at the beginning of the season.
The thing is, though, so when you look at that Anorthosis squad and you look at the ages of the players, if they keep a core group of players, they have the potential. You look at the goalkeeper, Arboleda is 27, right? Wague, the right back, is 25. Marmuk is 25. Makun is 23. Then you have Helder Ferreira is 26. Castel is 29. Gasama is 28. And they're all good players. They're all good. They're all players that can elevate you to another level. It's their first, well, most of them is their first season in the club anyway. So that they have the potential to keep that core group of players and build on it. But I think they've just been unlucky with injuries. Obviously, Salva's been ill. And then Fran Garcia picked up the injury, so he's out for the rest of the season. He did his ACL. Now Kiko is injured, who's the left back. He had an operation the other day. So they've been unlucky with the injuries. So I don't know whether this has something to do with the training or whether it's got something to do with just bad luck. I don't know. Maybe Manu can tell us more. Do you think Gallejo has been working them hard in training to make the injuries, or has he just been unlucky?
I don't know. If you are not there, you cannot say it. I know that the coach is really professional. He had a really good experience in Espanyol in the academy, and also he was in really good clubs, Espanyol, Sporting. And last season he was against us with Ponferradina in the relegation battle in the second division. And but he's a good coach. So I don't know. When I have to say that when I arrived there, the culture of the daily work was quite different from Spain and in Cyprus. But it's normal because, as I said, we were 17th nationalities in the team, so everybody was so different. But they have to adapt, and you have to create a group. It's not easy. About the injuries, I don't know, but about to create a group, to perform, to adapt to a style of the coach, it's not easy. You have here from 25 players, 15 are Spanish. 2 is more easy. It's easier, sorry, for them. But there, 1 from Spain, 2 from France, 1 from, I don't know, Sweden. It's 3, 4, 5 Cypriots. It's so difficult. So, as I said, I can see the way Gallego wants to play with the ball. It's clear. It's something I expected, but I can see that without the ball, I think they are far from what the coach wants. But this is not a problem just from Arthosis. This happens in many teams in Cyprus. Even the other day, Apoel, they were medium block, low block in the first half, okay, but you can see this second half with the transitions, many spaces. This is something here in Spain you cannot see it. And I think the coach of Arthosis doesn't want this, sure. But you need to create the culture, you need to create the way to work, you need to show the players. In this way, you will get the results because they are used to another thing. So it's not it's not easy. And they were leaders when they played against Aris, no? And since that moment, they had the bad results. But okay, they're there.
They were at the beginning of the season. They were very heavily reliant on Guerrero, and I said at the beginning of the season, if he stays fit, he will be MVP for the season. And then 2 weeks after I said that, he had that one big injury. He came back, I think, just before Christmas, and then he started to be back, kind of fitness-wise. He started to be back to where he was, and Arthosis were playing a bit more expansively because he seems to have a vision with the ball for a pass, an assist, his free kicks, all this, and they've missed that a lot. Especially, and then he got injured again the second time, didn't he? After that, and he's been out since again. So I think Guerrero this season has been very, very, very important for them. And without him in the team, they look a bit, like Manu was saying, off the ball, they look a bit lost.
Yeah. Well, mate, they started the season. I think the first 17 games they lost twice, and then the next 9 they lost 5. So you could tell there's been a big dip in form, which has coincided with a lot of the injuries. But then, Manu, when you look at Apoel with Sapinto coming in, are you surprised to see them top of the league in his first season there?
Well, not surprised because Apoel is always there. I am a little surprised because the numbers they have defensively, they don't receive goals. It's like they are so solid. They have really good players. Kostadinov, the 2 stoppers, even Crespo. I think they are so good. And I think Sapinto is also clever. You look the other day, he doesn't want to give spaces to Thassos. Okay, they try to have the spaces in front to run. They have really good players in front, like always. This Marquinhos and Dongalam, even Donis. Kvitalia is one of the best strikers of the league year by year. So I think he created a good group. They know that if they don't receive goals, they will create the chances. And of course, they are so strong at home. Many people in ACP. It doesn't surprise me that they are there. It will be amazing the playoffs, because I think maybe they are favorites, but Aris is there even with all the games they had to play in Europe. So Aris Apoel, I think, will be there, and let's see if AEK arrives, because as you say, it's there 1 point behind Aris, and this is nothing in playoff, because in this playoff everybody will lose points.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one thing that I'm looking at a little bit, is that obviously Sapinto came back since his suspension, and since then we've lost to AEL. We performed quite poorly against Doxa. We've drawn.
Oh no, he's going to start criticizing Sapinto now. Here we go.
I'm just listen. It's as I said at the beginning of the season. I'm not a big fan of the guy. What I really, he seems to do a lot of good stuff on the training pitch. He seems to know how to train these players, but there's just something that happens. That's on the pitch. I don't know, when he's in charge. I don't know if it's like he over manages, or I don't know. We just seem to be playing better when Dominguez and Moraes were in charge during the game rather than him. But the one good game obviously was the one against Aris, where he got the team to basically get in the Aris players' faces, and Aris couldn't deal with that. And but yeah, as I don't know, it's kind of like almost like a start again for the season for Sapinto, because he was out from managing the team for 4 months. So he's basically like a new coach again. So in theory, we should be having like a new manager bounce, and we haven't scored that many since he's come back. So I don't know.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared.
You're getting nervous now. A bit nervous. All right. Well, I'm sure you'd be pleased to be reminded that your lead stayed at 4 points, because Omonia did the unthinkable. It went to Ari and won by 2-1. Ari had a goal disallowed in the 24th minute. Gogorin put the ball in the back of the net, but it looks like Gomis was offside, although I'm still not sure whether he actually was offside. I'm not convinced by those lines, but hey, I'm not complaining. Omonia went up the other end and won a penalty. Now, again, a little bit iffy for me. I don't think Iago knew much about it. I don't think he could have got out of the way. I don't know how you can jump without moving your arms. Maybe Manu will disagree or agree with me, but the penalty was given and Roman Bezos gave Omonia the lead. And moments later, Willy Semedo, Thassos' best mate, put the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-0 to Omonia, putting the ball in the back of the net with his right foot, believe it or not. I couldn't actually believe it. So yeah, Adi scored from a set piece. It was a corner that came in and put in the back of the net. Oh, who scored it now? I forget who scored it now, for crying out loud. Who scored the goal for Adi? Gomis, that's right. I think that's Adi's second goal from a set piece this season, which is quite incredible given that they're a pretty big team, especially from set pieces. They had another goal disallowed in the second half, but it ended 2-1. And Omonia did Apoel a favour. Wow. Thasso.
I know, right? I actually posted
He
it on
was
Twitter.
cheering Omonia goals, Manu.
Yeah,
He was cheering
yeah.
Omonia goals.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was a weird one. It was a weird feeling, where we're watching that game and seeing the result come through. But yeah, it's yeah. I think with the offside, I think the reason the gave offside is I'm guessing Gomis was uh involved in the play. I guess if Gomis wasn't running onto the ball, Fabiano wouldn't have rushed off his line. I guess that's probably the reason why they went with the offside decision. Handball again as well, I think is very. If that was given against us, I would be complaining about it. Let's put it that way.
Manu, what do you think? Was that a handball, do you think?
Let's see. For me, yes. But in the new football we are living, it's handball in my opinion. Here in Spain, it is. I don't know how a referee in this situation there in Cyprus, but here in Spain, this is handball. I think that all the decisions of VAR were correct, in my opinion. Aris was really unlucky, yes, because it was so close, this situation with Omis, the goal, and then the penalty changed everything. Even the second goal is a big mistake from a throw-in. They received this goal. My opinion, Omonia did the game Aris doesn't like to play. Okay, Aris is really good when they have spaces. They want to run. They don't like to have the ball. They prefer to go ahead, to go to create chances. And look, this situation of the first goal of Kokorin was like this. The central defender, long pass, and they create the chance. Even Aris has to improve in this situation, but when Aris doesn't have these spaces in front to run, they have more problems to get the results, I think. But also, they have a really strong defensive line who support the offensive line when they are defending in the middle of the pitch. So the second half was really amazing from Aris, in my opinion. Trying to, they have Omonia there, 45 minutes there, and Omonia no transitions, nothing in the second half. And the normal situation is Aris, I don't know if win the game or just to get a better result. Yes, and okay, finally they didn't, but they were so close. And Omonia was clever, was smart in my opinion. The coach, new coach also, yes, I think.
Yeah, he's temporary coach. Yeah, till the end of the season. Yeah.
And what something also with the sport director, something, yes, they changed.
Yeah, so he moved. Yeah, the sporting director got sacked, and the new coach there, that's in temporary charge, he's going to move up to a sporting director role. He's not the sporting director, but it's a similar kind of role. So, but he's very experienced. So
yeah, because Omonia also was doing a good season at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I think. But now everything again like crisis. I don't know. Okay, they have good players. Semedo is really good, so they create the perfect game for him with the spaces to Semedo, the striker fighting everywhere, getting these second balls and trying to. Bethus playing good. Haralambus for me played really really good first half, all the game, but first half, and they played a good game. Not so beautiful for the fans maybe. I know Aris coach doesn't like these games, but okay, you have to play these games. You can win the way you want, and they got the result. But I think Aris has more rhythm that Omonia, and the normal situation is not to lose this game. But football is like this.
Manu, do you think Ari have become a bit too predictable now? Because you mentioned that Omonia knew how to play Ari and that Ari didn't like the way Omonia played. Do you think the other teams in Group A will play a similar way to Omonia as Omonia to try and stop Ari from winning these games?
let's see. I don't know. You know Aris, how he's playing Aris. What he likes is clear. The coach says every time the way he wants to play, what he likes, what he doesn't like. So it's not like a secret. I remember the game against Apoel. The first half of Apoel was so good with the ball, so good with the ball. They got the goal and the game was finished. Nothing more with the like Omonia, similar. Nothing more fighting to defend the result. But Aris was worse that time. I think if the opponents plays this kind of games against Aris, okay, they will be there, but Aris will have the teams defending 60, 70 minutes into the box or close to the box. And with the quality of the strikers, of the players of Aris, the normal situation is to win the game. So, in my opinion, Apoel won't play this way. I don't know. Paphos maybe wants to play because Jairo can run really good these situations. And Orthosis, I don't know. Tomorrow we have a cup game. I don't know. I think Anorthosis wants to play with the ball, in my opinion. Doesn't want to give the ball to Aris. So Ike maybe yes. Maybe, let's see. It depends, I think, of the moment of the teams and the feelings that the coaches has. But it's clear that Aris doesn't like this kind of games. For me, the best situation if you play against Aris is okay, trying to press hard at the beginning of the game to get a good result. If you get a goal or you get advantage, okay, then you can defend. But if you want to defend all the game against them, it's really difficult because they have really good players. Even the other day, Kasu played amazing game all the game. And the second half of Yago against Semedo also was really good. And this allows Aris to play 45 minutes in the box of Omonia and no transitions, no chances for them. So the normal situation is to score. It didn't happen, but I think if you give all the game to Aris in your box, you are there.
I think it also shows how important players like Stutzky and Morgan Brown are to Ari, because Zoke was the only holding midfielder in the middle of the park for Ari. And yes, Nikolic was trying, but Zoke was the guy that was protecting the defense. And Omonia had 3 central midfielders against the 1. So I think when you have players like Stutzky in the team, they have the 2 holding midfielders, and then it allows the 4 players ahead, whether it be Mayan Bella or Gomis or Gogorin or Savo, whoever, to do what they do best. I think missing Morgan Brown and Stutzky was a big loss for them, no?
Yes, I don't know. Nikolic is playing really good also, in my opinion. He's really good with the ball, and he ran a lot the other day. I think he was playing good, but the planning of Omonia was good, no? They left Urošević with the ball going ahead, doesn't mind him. They let him, and they press with Semedo, with the striker Kukulus. Yes, how is it? Kakuli, sorry, and leaving Urošević alone. If you want to come driving the ball, come. We will try to run if we get the ball. And the winger was following Kasu everywhere, trying to follow him to defend. And this collapsed a little Aris because they don't want to get many passes in their offensive plays. They want to 1, 2, 3 passes and go ahead. And Urošević was invited to drive, come with us to get easy passes. And there in the middle there was Bethus, Haralambus, and the other player who was the other midfielder of Omonia.
Kusula,
the captain, yeah, and they were so strong there because Soke is really good with the ball in front of him, but it's not as good as Struski, as Nikolic, this player between the lines. And it was not easy. One team is so short, like Omonia in the first half the other day, and leaving you the space. It's not easy to put the ball between the lines. You have to have quality. I think he tried to change in the second half Spilewski with Benston, who is really good in these situations, with Mayabella open, trying to run more than in the first half. But they got the game where they wanted, but they didn't find the quality to finish the plays and to score. I don't know. Struski is quite good. Morgan is they are so powerful. Struski is special. No, you can see it's so complete. It's really good with the ball between the lines. Is so good. He turns really fast. It's something special. But okay, Nikolic for me is also a good player.
I think Ari, I'm obviously in a situation that they haven't been in before, whereby they're the league champions and they had a really good campaign in Europe. You know, they beat Glasgow Rangers, got a draw away, and everyone's seeing them. They've got the target on them now. Everyone wants to beat Ari. You know, before it was everyone wanted to beat Abuel, everyone wanted to beat Omonia, everyone wanted to beat Apollon. But now this is the first time that these Ari players have had this situation that they're the ones that everyone wants to beat. So what does Spilewski have to, what does he have to say to his players to get them back into that mentality where they're the champions, this is our title, I'm not going to lose this, it's ours?
Yes, I think, of course, like you said, Aris now is not surprising anybody. It's not like 2 years ago when we were there, like, Aris, okay, what happened with Aris? No one expected our performance. I remember, yes, they didn't respect us like a really big team. And but last season was like, hey, they are here, they won. The playoff of Aris last season were amazing. And they won the league even with one game left there in Nicosia against Apoel. And now, as you said, everybody knows that Aris is one of the strongest, the number one or the number two of the season, we can say now, and like it is, and everybody wants to win them, and everybody respect them. I think Aris won't change anything because they have the motivation. They want to win. They know that the championship is the objective. And I think in the big games, Aris performed really, really good all the seasons, the last 2-3 seasons. And this moment in the playoff is good for them because normally big teams like Apoel, like Omonia, like Anorthosis, like Paphos, wants also to play, and in these games, Aris is better, feels better, and let's see. Omonia did like what Aris doesn't like, but I don't know if all the teams will play it this way. And Aris has many players to play in the both situations. So let's see. Apoel Aris, in my opinion, it will be there. Okay, let's see AEK. If AEK can arrive, it would be amazing. Xavi Roca, we have to say that the work, the job he does is because look, every year with less money than these other clubs, he's doing really good also.
Sure. Thassos, anything you want to add, mate?
What I wanted to say was Aris, I've been saying it for 2-3 weeks now, is that they don't seem to be turning up for the first half of games. The first half of Aris games, it's not even the last 2-3 weeks, it's been longer than that. And then they have to kind of increase the effort in the second half. We saw it against Aes as well. We saw it against Apoel. We saw it. It's happened a few times now where there's in some games where they've actually gone behind in the first half, and then turned the effort up, made 2-3 changes in the second half. Somebody like Savo come on in the second half and then completely flip the game around, change it completely. So it's sometimes, especially with the bigger teams, if you have that first half which is slightly off, it's not going to work out the same way as, say, some of the games in the first part of the season. And I think Shpilevsky, if there is a coach that can work a way around that, it's Shpilevsky at the moment. So, yeah, let's see how it goes.
There we go.
Mm.
Right. Table roundup, Thassos?
We
Shall
can
we?
do a table roundup, of course. Yes.
Let's do a table
Yes,
roundup. If I find it, I had it.
my-
I had it a moment ago, and it's just
My
disappeared.
favourite part.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. It's because you're top. Yeah. Okay. Shut up. Right. I did.
Yeah.
Go on.
Me, am I doing it? So we've got a little split here going on. So in the championship group, as labelled by what Stel has on screen, we've got Abuel on 60 points. Then second, we've got Aris on 56, and then third, we've got Aek on 55. Omonia in fourth with 52. Bafos in fifth with 50, and then Anarthos in sixth with 48 points. And then there's a bit of a drop there till we get to the relegation group. We've got Apollon first in the relegation group with 38. Then we've got Nea Salamina with 37. And then we've got Ruslan Zahel in third. Hey, Ruslan. We've got Achna in fourth with 29. Garmodisa in fifth with 20. Aez in sixth with 16. Othello's in seventh with 16. And Doxa in the last place with 15. So,
There we go.
Yep. Interesting times. Interesting times, both top and bottom. So,
And this is Ruslan, by the way. Manu, if you ever go to live in Cyprus and you want to do your car like Yanim Eyes, you go to Ruslan. He does all the cars like that. He will wrap your car. He'll put all sorts of stuff. Maybe your friends go to him. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
yeah,
I will call you.
If you see a purple Lamborghini, it's Ruslan that made it. He's the one that wrapped it.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, should we go into the serious thing?
Yes, go to the serious thing. Which serious thing are we going to discuss?
Well, there's only one. There's one serious thing, right? There's the one serious thing, and then we can mess around.
You mean this? Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, we got to talk about that a bit more.
Go on. I'll let you talk then. Go on.
Yeah. So, obviously, well, but we're showing it all on screen. I'll read what.
Explain what's happening to the non-viewers.
So for people who might not remember or listening for the first time, last week we talked about the end of the Apollon versus AL Cup match, where after the final whistle blew, AL player Luis de Lucas hulked out, let's say, and just went at Apollon player Eliel Perez. And ensuing chaos, so there it is there, and then there's a kick as well, and then there's like 4 or 5 players then trying to wrestle Luis de Lucas back from causing any more damage. Now, both Perez and Lucas received red cards for what went on. Since the incident, Perez has reported de Lucas to the Cyprus police. He then took aim at the referee of the game and the Cyprus FA. He said when he was interviewed, "I hope the federation will do something and reduce my sentence, not to do something that will make me think about my return to Israel." Which is, I thought it was a weird thing to say. Anyway, De Lucas on his end was very silent throughout the week until maybe 2 days ago. He came out with quite a long post, and I think it's worth reading the whole thing.
Well, before you do that, I think you and I can't remember whether we had this conversation on or off camera, but I seem to remember saying, I don't know whether it might have been with someone else actually. I was like, for him to react that way and to swing a punch at someone, he's either completely lost his rag because they've lost the game, or he's been told something and it was really personal or racist. Yeah. And people were saying to me, no, that can't be the case. No. And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you're saying.
So I'll read the statement. So with this statement, I want to address all the fans of Cyprus, the friends of IL, the Football Federation, and the authorities. I express my sincerest apologies and regret for the incident after the cup match. My actions were unacceptable and unprofessional, and I want to first apologize to my fellow footballer, but also to everyone for my reckless behavior. In my professional career, I've never had an incident like this before. In all the teams that I've played for, my behavior on and off the field have been completely professional, and I've never had a confrontation with either another colleague or a fellow team member. I am in no way excusing my actions. Unfortunately, my mind was clouded by the unacceptable and unprofessional behavior of the opposing player from the moment the game started. Throughout the duration of his game time, I was subjected to constant repetitive insults of a deeply racist and personal nature. I do not wish to give a platform to the words used against me as I hope to move forward. In my professional career, I have not experienced this level of verbal racism on the pitch. The frustration and humiliation I was experiencing clouded my judgment and my mind. My reaction was an extremely poor attempt to stop what was happening to me. I want to clearly reiterate that there is no excuse for my actions. Being a part of such a fine sport. Oh, what happened? I went blank there for a second. Am I still here? Okay, all right. I'm gonna. Okay, fine. It's just everything went black on my screen. Right, we'll go back to this. Professional. We're professional here. I have already made a complaint. So I want to clarify. I want to clearly reiterate that there is no excuse for my actions. Being a part of such a fine sport like football that promotes fair play, I believe it is important that I bring some clarity as to what I was experiencing prior to my actions. I have already made a complaint to the Cyprus police with the help of my lawyer, and I have already started the process of reporting the racist behavior against me to the competent authorities of the COP, UEFA, and FIFA. I want to apologize to everyone again for my behavior and emphasize that my actions have no place within this sport. Moving forward, I am solely focused on supporting my team and my club. Now,
Hold on, can I just understand something here?
Yeah.
So the player was racially abused.
Yeah.
He was kicking racism out of football by landing a right hook and then booting the player,
yeah,
Peretz. The player then came out to apologize for his actions, but he explained it was because he was racially abused. I don't blame him for reacting that way. He's informed the police. Peretz, on the other hand, has decided to inform the police because he was not the fuck out, basically. Well, mate, you got away lightly. Don't run to the police.
No. It gets better. It gets better because Peretz, once obviously De Lucas put this personal message where he apologizes to Peretz, he's apologizing to the people, he's apologizing to everybody and saying that my actions were not correct regardless of what was said to me. Peretz then came back with a statement.
Oh, God.
Last week in a derby match between us and IL Limassol, immediately after the end of the match, I received a direct, aggressive, brutal and excessive attack from a player of the opposing team. For no justifiable reason, this player chose to attack me as if he were involved in a street brawl in a place where we should be setting an example with our behaviour. Having played in 3 different countries and interacting with people from all over the world, I've always been away from any form of violence or racism throughout my career. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not racist. This is particularly painful for me as a Jew, having knowledge of the Holocaust and the horrific events of October the 7th. It is evident from my response that despite being punched and kicked, I chose not to fight back and stood aside, refusing to escalate the violence on or off the field. Instead, the player who attacks me is now trying to mitigate his punishment and reduce responsibility by falsely claiming that I made racist comments to him. Instead of apologizing for his reprehensible actions, which viewers, including young children, witnessed in such violence, he not only attacked me in an outrageous manner, but has the audacity to fabricate lies instead of expressing remorse. This behavior clearly shows what kind of person and athlete he is. I sincerely hope that the Cyprus Football Association will treat this incident with the seriousness it requires and impose the strictest penalties for such behavior. Violence has no place in the stadiums. Now, again, what De Lucas did, regardless of the reasons behind doing them is assault. He went after the player kicking and punching, right? Now, he has apologized for that. He says, I apologize a few times in the statement that I read out, right? Like, he says, I apologize. It wasn't correct what I did. This is what happened. I shouldn't have done it, but this is why it happened, right? And then Perez has gone in his statement saying he didn't apologize. He's calling me a racist. The Holocaust. So,
listen. I'm just going to throw it out there by using the Holocaust and what happened in October as an example of how you can't possibly be racist is bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. It's bullshit.
But there's some additional stuff. There's some additional stuff.
Manu is sitting there going, "Oh my God, Dios mío."
Yeah. So now, obviously, Vrionides is a week behind, so we're not going to hear about what he thinks until next week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we'll get the theme tune and the wheel out for Vrionides next week. Now, according to Perez, so this is Perez himself after the game. According to Perez, the match report from the referee will have details because apparently when he asked the referee why he gave him the red card because he didn't do anything, the referee said he gave him the red card for using abusive language to De Lucas. Abusive language. Either way, it's going to be in the match report, so there will be a bit more clarity about what's gone on. Right? But it seems to me for Perez to get a red card for what he's saying is absolutely nothing means the referee heard what was said, right? So if it turns out that De Lucas is completely in the right, which he is, but we'll wait for the evidence, Perez bringing up the Holocaust does what?
It does nothing.
It cheapens it.
Yeah, of course, but it does nothing for his case.
It does nothing.
It does nothing for it.
Meh.
I'm sorry, you can't just use that as a card here. You can't just throw it in there like it's a game of Uno and say, I come from a background where this. I'm sorry, it doesn't cut it with me. It's like when you hear, people say racist things and they go, "Oh, I can't be racist. I've got black friends." What? What?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're three white guys. We're not as much as.
Yeah, but that's come on, man. Like,
yeah, no. I'm agreeing with you.
If that happened in the streets, I'm as you know, I'm in London, right? If you see a black man go at a white man just like that for no reason whatsoever, you think the guy's a bloody weirdo. But then you're thinking, if someone said something racist to a black person, they reacted like that, I wouldn't have a problem with them reacting like that, because that's what you get. That's what you get when you cross the line. I get it. You're on the pitch. You're trying to wind up your opponent. You want to get in their head. Okay, I get it. But there's ways to do it. Yeah? So if the referee has got evidence, or referee has written down and said, Perez said this, then I'm sorry, Perez, you deserved it. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I think with that, both of them don't finish the season.
No.
I think that, but it's so you have.
Did any of the coaches talk about it?
No.
They didn't.
Garposi said that De Lucas is a very calm person normally. He's not one to fly off the handle. He's not one to lose his temper, especially in the way that he did at the end of the game. It's right. The thing is, right, they both received. So if we remove the emotion from the situation, we've got two players, both received red cards, right? So that's two match ban straight away, right? then De Lucas is going to get probably at least another 3-match ban on that because of the violent conduct. And the fact that as well, it wasn't just Perez who got hurt, but Filodis as well. If you remember, they had afterwards, you see Filodis has got. So
yeah, but I think Filodis was trying to get involved and stop it, and I think maybe caught on it.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. It wasn't on purpose, but you can see a reason why extending the ban further than just 2 + 3, right? Now Perez, direct red card, racist language, that goes to FIFA and UEFA, doesn't it?
You'd think it would. And you'd see before games, especially this season, where the players come out on the pitch wearing those T-shirts saying no to racism, kick out, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that happens. What's the point? What's the point? It's tokenism. Bullshit. Anyway, I don't know. Manu, what do you think of the whole situation?
As we said before, the IL player, the Lucas, yes, will be banned heavily, in my opinion. I don't know if he will play again this season. 3 games is not a lot of games, in my opinion. And it's clear this situation is clear. He punched the other player. We don't know why. One said one thing, the other said the opposite. Okay. And if anybody can prove that there is racist language or any situations about racism in the pitch, they have to be really hard also with that. So if the referee says, okay, direct red card because he said something racist, they have to be banned and really hard, like many games. But it's difficult to prove it, in my opinion. I don't know if the referee says, okay, it's clear. But if it's not, it's difficult to prove what the Lucas says. So here in Spain, there was one situation like this also. 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I think. And they tried to prove if there was racist language from one player to the other. They couldn't. So finally, nothing happens. But if this would happen, I think they would have been really, really hard with this situation because we have to avoid them. What is this? This is not 60s, 70s. The people is changing. Everybody is all around the world. We have to respect everybody. So this kind of situations around racist must be out of our society, but football must be an example. Like this, nothing more to say. I think the Lucas will have problems in the next games. Won't play for sure, and let's see how many days. And the other situation is referee has something to say. Okay, they must be hard. If not, it will be like this. Finished. We have to say that we were a little lucky because Apollon players stopped the situation, the fight. Mm-hmm. They didn't continue fighting because if you see one opposite player kicking your partner, the normal situation is to go to punch him, and they stop, and finally just was that ugly situation. But as we said, no, it's a little sad these situations in Cypriot football because I enjoyed a lot this football, this league. I have many friends there. It's quite special, the football in Cyprus. Fans are amazing. They can move around the island. It's too easy for them to follow the team. The fans love the teams. The teams have this situation, these political situations with Anorthosis, with Nea Salamina, with these teams from the other side, and it's so strong the feelings between the fans and the clubs, and for a player is so nice to play in this kind of atmosphere. So the last situations in the AEL Apollon games, they have to think about this. I remember the last game in Sirio, again, it has to be stopped because a fight. The last time somebody goes to Sirio to see your team, how many years in Sirio? 30, 40, 50 years playing in that place. You want to see the last game in a special place and a fight finish the game. That's not good. And the game the same. The cup game, the beginning with the fires. That cannot happen. I like the fires there. I like the fans. I like how they are. I like how they feel. The football is special, but they cannot cross these lines.
Manu, one more question. You look at Peretz, and okay, if he did say racist things, he has teammates that are black. Ekpolo, Darikwa, Bakenga. There's 3 teammates who are black. How can he go to the dressing room? How can he be in the same training pitch or the same team as them? If that's what he said, if he did say something like that, how can he do it? You can't. Finish.
Maybe it's not true, so we cannot say.
No, no. But if this is what I'm saying. If
yes, I don't know. I think many years before we used to use this language to hear this language, but I think people didn't feel this, but they try to disagree. To get disappointed from the other player to get advantage of this. And but nowadays this cannot happen. You can try to get advantage in the game. Okay, speaking with the player, trying to put him out of the game. Okay, but there are lines you cannot cross, and racist is out of football. Must be out. And as you said, nowadays and more in Cyprus, the teams have many players from everywhere, so it's impossible to be racist in this kind of groups. If you are racist in this kind of groups, you cannot stay inside. You cannot be happy in this kind of groups. Imagine in my year in Aris, 18, 17 nationalities, different nationalities, culture. If you are racist there inside, what can you do in the dressing room? I don't think that. But I don't think this player is racist. I don't think so. But if he did any racist comment or this, it has to be banned. But I think it's really difficult to
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's all. Next.
Yeah. Complete. I'm gonna flip it around. I'm gonna make it about us now. Yeah, I'm gonna make it about us. Well, me specifically, but you can get involved in this as well, because when money is not involved, I am the boss at predicting scores and results, right? Even when Cypriot football is tangentially involved.
Okay.
So, I got into a conversation with a person called Fion Viteza of the Culture Ultras podcast. I had a little friendly bet between about who was going to win between Bierosso di Rio's Sanfrecce Hiroshima and Urawa Reds in the J League for the honor of Georgi Gvilidaya, because Fion really loves Gvilidaya because he won him the European Cup while he was playing on Football Manager. He actually went to Cyprus. No, Fion actually went to Cyprus to go watch Abuel play, to try and get Gvilidaya to sign something for him.
Wow.
But yeah.
Did you actually get it?
No. He's a real big. He's a really big fan.
We're gonna have to try.
Yeah. So, he said that Urawa Reds were going to win the game, but I said that Sodirio's team was going to win the game. Now, Sodrio went and missed a penalty. But Sanfrecce Hiroshima won 2-0. Now, the bet was, according to Fionn, was for the honor of Georgic Vilidaya. So I said, so I get to keep the honor of Georgic Vilidaya. And he said, let's call it a draw.
Oh, that's why you're wearing a suit today, because you're feeling professional. You're feeling, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't talk to me about that tenor betting thing that we're supposed to be. I predicted on Twitter a 2-1 win for Achna versus Garmiodissa, right? So when Achna won 2-1, I was like, ah! And then I went to check the betting website, and I put the game as a draw by accident.
Oh,
so I didn't win it.
Oh, dear.
I was livid. Because it was like 3 point something as well for Achna.
So how much did you lose this weekend then?
No, I got 1 out of the 3 correct, so I didn't lose that much. Didn't lose that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
My one was a bit of a disaster. Let me show you. Where is it? Here we go. So I put down Aris or Omonia to win. That came through. Both teams to score with Aris. That came through. I put Upwell to beat Anorthosi. It didn't happen, but I put it with under 2.5 goals. So because I did 4 folds, that was fine. I was going to get through. But then both teams to score, Buffo and Ajax. Lo and behold, the Buffo goal was disallowed in the 97th minute. I don't know.
It's a fix. Like I said to you, it's a fix.
I don't know. But I'm putting Doxa to win this weekend. I don't care.
Yeah, same here. I'm going to do the same. But yeah.
Anything else, bro?
No. Apart from obviously the main event, it's been a quiet week this week, isn't it? Oh, what happened with FC Krasava?
What happened with Krasava?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No, what happened?
Well, their owner is on Russia's.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I completely forgot about this. I completely for me it's not news, but yes. So FC Krasava is owned by a Russian called Yevgeny Savin. Now, Savin moved FC Krasava from Russia to Cyprus because just as the war in Ukraine was starting, Savin had posted a few videos on Instagram while he was in London for business. Posted a few videos about how the invasion of Ukraine is not good. Now, he went back to Russia, and since then, and after he went back, well, because I'm guessing he didn't think it was. I didn't think he was.
He's gone against Putin. What do you expect?
But I think he didn't think it was a big deal, so he went back and obviously trying to get the team set up pre-season. They, the authorities, the Russian FA informed him that the team did not receive a license to compete in the 3rd division. The ground that the team was using was basically locked them out, and that a load of sponsors had pulled out. So while he was trying to get everything moved out of Russia, the team still had to play friendlies. So they had like a kind of almost like an emoji shirt, because they had the yellow shirts and they had masking tape across where all the sponsors were, and it looked like a smiley face. And then obviously he found a space for his team at Ipsona and has taken that forward. Now, since then, obviously he's been fined by the Russian government for reasons. I think it was like 50,000 rubles, I think. But obviously because he's not over there to pay the fine in person.
They just took everything away.
Sorry?
They just took everything away.
Well, I mean, that's why he's on the most wanted in Russia now, because that fine has been in place for what's it now? 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been 2 years now. and he still hasn't paid it. So obviously Savin has been very bullish about it. He said that if anybody wants to, if anybody from the Russian government wants to come find me, I will be at the stadium watching FC Krasava.
Why would you say that? Why would you? It's like
listen.
going to the jungle and getting a stick and prodding the lion. Come and get me.
Well,
What
I mean, for him, it's like publicity, isn't it, for the team?
Ugh.
But yeah, so very, 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 very interesting stuff going on in the second division as well as the first division.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Right, so have we got anything else?
No, well, not unless you've got another one to drop on me that I've forgotten about.
No. I've got nothing else.
Okay.
I've got nothing else. I think Manu is tired. Manu is sitting thinking, fucking hell, Cyprus.
No, it's good because I didn't know this history.
Yeah.
I know about the team. I had some teammates there, but I didn't know the whole history about this team. So
Yeah.
What?
They do have a documentary series on YouTube. At the moment, it's only 2 episodes with the team based in Cyprus. The first one is with their previous head coach, Haralambidis. Kind of has like a bit of a meme moment. We actually have it in the in the theme tune for the podcast, where
really
he's
angry.
calling all the players pussies, and he's doing this.
Because of that.
I really should stop with that because Haralambidis is actually following me on Twitter, so I need to stop mentioning it. Otherwise, he's going to go from following me to blocking me.
Yeah, but Liasso Luga is a head coach there now.
He is. Liassos Luga is the head coach. Del Miro is there as well. Although
Tiago.
Sorry.
Tiago.
Yeah, Tiago is there. They've got quite a good team, but the second division, especially the top 4 or 5 teams, have all got good teams. So there's a bit of a job for all those teams there.
And is there any news on Paralimni, by the way? Because we know that the investor got arrested, but
Paralimni, obviously, they distanced themselves, and as soon as they distanced themselves, then they weren't involved in the in the situation anymore. But yeah, so I saw some comments, obviously, because we're live. We've got comments. I saw a couple of comments come up at the beginning. I'm wearing a suit because I just got back from London prior to recording the podcast. So this was my work attire. So this is for you guys. I didn't get changed. Plus, I thought it'd be better than getting changed to my pajamas and doing the podcast.
He was in court. Smuggling baguettes.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, that's it for us then, isn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments to see if there's anything else for Manu.
No, there's nothing else. There's nothing else.
There's
nothing else. Well, I'd like to say thank you to Manu for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Really nice for me. Thank you for your time. Sorry about my English again.
No. It's fine. It's perfect.
But really good for me to be here with you, and I enjoyed this football. I watch Spanish league games, Alaves games for sure, but I try to follow the league there. Many friends there. And I know this time playoffs, amazing games. So let's see. We have to enjoy it.
Manu, who's going to win La Liga? Do you think Real Madrid are going to walk away with it? There was it 6 points ahead of Girona now. Yeah?
Yes, I think Real Madrid will win the league for sure. And yes, the cup. I was yesterday watching the semi-final Real Sociedad Mallorca, and in the penalties, Mallorca won. Finally, it was a surprise. I didn't like that because we had the chance to have a Basque derby in the final again. Athletic Real Sociedad. Finally, we won. And yes, and Alaves is doing also a good season this year. They are quite far from relegation places, more or less all the season, and it's really important for us to keep the league, the category this season. And I am enjoying it. From outside, different, but I'm enjoying it. Going with my children to the games, and yes, let's see how everything ends. Let's see Spain. Let's see Cyprus. Good games again. Okay.
And Alaves have Haji, don't they?
Yes,
Haji's son.
yes. He started to play at the beginning of the season. He didn't play really good. Okay, he played in a difficult games, and he didn't play really good. And then he's trying to get inside the team, but the team is getting good results, and he's only one of the players who comes from the bench, playing in one wing, getting inside. He's not playing bad, but he's not playing every week, and it's difficult for him. The way he plays is difficult for a team like Alaves because here, how to say it? There are many teams that have more talent than Alaves in the league, bigger teams, and sometimes you have to fight with other kind of players, and it's what happens. And Alaves is getting results with another style of players, and it's difficult to get inside the first 11.
Yeah, for sure. I think Simeone's son is there as well, isn't he? He hasn't played many games.
Simeone's here. He got injury, serious one, in the preseason. And yes, from December he's again in the team. He's playing. I remember him from last season. Amazing player, so fast. He fight everywhere. And I say to my friends, this will be the best of the season in Alaves this year. And but this happened in preseason, and I think he's doing good. But of course, I think he will be ready, really and fit for the next season. This season is difficult for him.
Yeah, for sure. Wonderful. Well, that's another episode of This is Mappa. Thank you, Thasso. Do you want to give people all the socials and everything?
The socials. Well, we've got the Facebook group, we've got the Discord, we've got the Twitters, all at This is Mappa. We've got. I'm on the at Fles Cafés on Twitter, on Instagram. I've got a new follower in Martin Bogadinov. So
yeah.
And obviously we've got the big boss man. Stel is on Instagram at Chestel. Manu, you've got some socials if you want people to follow you.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I have Twitter and X now, and Instagram. Yes, I use them. Manu Garcia 19. Manu Garcia 19. But it's,
Manu has 16,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, he doesn't need any. He's fine.
Need any more followers?
He's fine.
yeah.
And the last thing, obviously, but the most important thing is obviously the website, cafesflares.com, where the last article I put up a table of my predictions compared to the actual results, and the results are surprising. I'm not that far away from what actually happened. So
okay,
yeah.
Watch this space, huh? Watch this space. Lovely,
exactly.
Lovely. Well, that's it for another episode of This is Mappa. We'll be back, boys and girls, this time next week. Until next time, ta-da.